Take 3. Let's see if I'm going to be successful this time. It's Mercury retrograde. Everything will last more. So guys, it was my intention not to give you guidelines for, hey, you know, this is the general energy. But as I was shuffling and just trying to kind of really meditate on the cards and meditate on signs, well, 3 cards jumped out. So that clearly was to me a sign. I saw the sign. So we have Page of Pentacles, we have 8 of Cups, and we have Queen of Wands. So I'm not going to go in majority of the details other than telling you, well, that's really good news. Look at him. He has a map on the bottom. He kind of has a feeling where he wants to go and what he wants to accomplish. After all, this is a pentacle. And look at the tower where he is heading. He is also flipping a coin up in the air, so he is feeling lucky. Pentacle is basically omen of some maybe new financial future. And I know generally it's new year that we make new resolutions, but this seems to me that November will actually push us in that direction. And in fact, more so with 8 of Cups. Look at her, she's leaving. Does she look like that she's missing something? Nope. Nope. Look at this. All of these cups are nice and solid over here. In fact, one of them is still steaming. She just felt, there's something missing. There's a particular spice. There's something that I really want, and I really want to go in that direction. So this is going to be honoring that kind of thing. And then where we are heading, whoa, ladies, if you're a lady, you will be on freaking fire. You will be setting your affairs, you'll be putting things in order, organizing, doing. It's going to get busy. This is very unusual for the end of the year in Northern Hemisphere, because we go, oh my god, it's 4 o'clock and it's dark outside, or oh my god, it's 9 o'clock in the morning and it's dark outside. It's one of those really hard days to get through, but not this time around. If you're a Cat Tarot listener, you are going to be infused with energy. So Queen of Wands, if you're a guy, would mean that you're going to have a woman organizing you. Hey, just bend over. You might be slapped on your tushy. So no, I'm just kidding. Queen of Wands is a really good sign. It means we'll be willing to move further. So there were 3 cards. It was one after another, after another, jumping out. So what I really liked about that is that actually we do not have swords. Yes, I know I'm Aquarius, I'm a sword element, but we are going to do really okay without thinking too much, because analysis paralysis, maybe it lasted for a few months, but this means, hey, I know I have to do slow and steady. I maybe need to get a few more courses, but I'm getting there. I want to better myself, and then put all of things in motion. So before I start with your sign, let me just give you a really quick announcement, which is usually happening at this time of a year. And yes, this is that time of a year. I'm actually producing 3 times the material. So Mercury retrograde, 3 times the material. Well, what could go wrong? But if you guys are curious about the upcoming year, the fashion of the last 2 years, I'm going to do my annual taroscopes. I might shuffle things around a little bit. Generally, there is general info about the upcoming year in terms of numerology. We are entering a year number 4, but the most important thing, we are entering a completely new decade, right? So if you're curious about basically the upcoming year, if you have multiple plans that you want to implement in 2020, you're just not alone. So these predictions will help you a great deal. Of course, a personalized planning is also available, but this one here is now on pre-order. It is for $19.95 for one sign, and it is for $45 for all 12. So that way you can check your ascendant, you can check your moon sign, and yeah, you can just peek in somebody else's future for 2020. So take advantage of this price. So I'll be working on that during the month of November. Hopefully they'll be fully delivered by early December, and then the price will go up, significantly up. So guys, 2020 is very important year because it marks the beginning of that relationship between Jupiter and Saturn conjunction that initiates a 20-year cycle. Well, if this is something that you really take seriously, if you really want to push forward and have this additional kind of like tricks in your pocket, this is the way to go. So just click on the link, or you can also visit me on social media where I'll be advertising this for the next month to come. So, shall we start? Hello Pisces, and welcome to your monthly reading. So let's see what messages you're getting. You know that I'm not really very keen on reading this Disney interpretation, but this is really important. True love, codependency, finances, and career. Generally, excuse me, I interpret codependency not as just as addictions are affecting your life, but rather in some kind of as some kind of unhealthy patterns that exist. Sort of like relationship is never on even keel. There are always issues at stake. They're always feeling nervous or unaccomplished. You don't have that notebook kind of like a feeling in there, right? But with this combination, how this is turning out, while this still might be valid, it also might be telling me that, yeah, it could be in your Pisces, and Pisces is generally connected with alcohol, for example, especially in times of stress, which could mean that maybe you're torn in different directions. So let's see what the cards say so we can get more clarification over here about that. So we have Ten of Swords. Let me see if it's going to be better with the light. Yes, it is. We have Ten of Swords. Okay, let's get to it. We have the Tower. All right. Boy, you're going to have interesting month. Then you have Eight of Wands. You have Strength. So clearly it was something about a commitment that has been brewing in the past, or how you are handling some circumstance and some issue. The Devil. You might be guys dealing with water sign, fire sign, or earth sign over here. You have Four of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Wow, no wonder Mercury retrograde. I have lots of this. Ace of Wands, Four of Cups. You're dealing with somebody who really cannot promise you that stability, and maybe this is what is setting you off. You are maybe depending financially on this person because financial issues are a factor, and maybe it is really hard to make a decision. You kind of like, do you want to move forward certain things, but at the same time you are erecting walls. It's very difficult. The Devil is, again, this is now doubling this message. And look at this card. It's kind of like they had lovely time together, but hey, he's offered money and she's offered ice cream. It's kind of like, hey, what do you think? What do you think? And this dude really looks like Aquaman, if you really look carefully, if it really wants to show us. Yeah, you see the whole scene here, and she's apprehensive, he's apprehensive, and they're really confused about this entire setup and who the heck is this person. To me, this card also appears when, for example, exes are showing up, because this doesn't make me very happy. Neither does you. Ten of Swords and the Tower together. So first of all, it looks like there was like some kind of backstabbing. It could have been that situation was trying to be pushed to be healed, but it really have to be done from the scratch. Certain things have to be done almost like brick by brick in order for things to work out. At the very least, the Tower is upright. When Tower reverses, it's really not a good thing. It's kind of, you're completely oblivious in that stage about things that are going on. This could be that almost like beginning of the month. Something, the first half of the month can be a little bit iffy. Let's put it this way. What else do you have? You have Six of Swords. And you have King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, for those of you who are interested, is Four of Wands. So, Eight of Wands is really telling me that there are some expectations. You want some messages, you want some communication, you want certain things to progress. And it almost looks like that there is a choice that, again, money or ice cream, something that could be also alluring. And I really cannot put my finger on it, but I would say that one partner is feeling that the other partner is up to not to some good, kind of like there are issues happening, while maybe the person could be just absent-minded, could be just absolutely in their own world, maybe stuck. Could be a little bit of the winter blues kind of a story as well. It's kind of really interesting when I see Four of Pentacles. Look, you know, the door is locked, but the window is open. So, like, it's not really as bad as you want it to be, but this person in this situation is feeling, oh my goodness, you know, this is it. You know, look, the kitty cat, and this is Cat Tarot after all, doesn't have the same issue. It's like, ooh, the window, I am off, I'm free. This is still talking about some kind of security, and look at how secure the door is. Lock here, lock here, lock here. Something like you walled yourself up big times. I have to tell you that when the full moon arrives, it's going to be November 12th, you're going to spend 3 days almost like treating yourself with various different things. So yeah, that's where you have to watch alcohol or drugs or some kind of like overly self-indulgent behavior. I clearly see lots of social limitations, and you basically would be best to say yes, right? So I really think that this full moon in Taurus, in your particular case, is asking, are you ready for more, dear Pisces? What is your definition of more? Because if you are here in the stage and you're stuck, then how in the world do you expect to reach this potential of this King of Pentacles? So you do have lofty goals, you do have solution. In your own head, you're just saying, oh, well, just if I had more money, just if I had better solutions, just if I'm somewhere else. Well, you know, you are spending time in a dream world while the life keeps on moving forward. So it is very important that you kind of like figure these things out for you. It's going to be really, really handy for you. We are also going through Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is basically the time when we need to finish the old projects. Something maybe bothered us, most of us. For example, taxes or old contracts or legal issues or some outstanding files at work, or we need to have that talk with this partner. So now it is a really good time to do it. If something has started in the past, which kind of like in your situation, it looks like that, I don't know, if you guys are in a relationship, there are like some issues with this relationship. There is like issue of commitment and why you're not moving it forward. If you guys are not in a relationship, then you have to figure it out. What is a productive relationship and what do you need and what kind of person you want to have around? It's going to be really, really important, right? So on November 5th, Mars will square Pluto. So that might be lots of power struggles, and I can see shakedowns. So for you, as I said, the first 15 days could be kind of like a rocky road. It's going to be bumpy, I really have to tell you. And then you're going to have a break for a few days, and then November 18th, Mars is entering Scorpio. And when this happens, we are going into intensity, and we are seeing that is going to affect you big times. It's going to feel that in your outer world, like the system that you have developed for yourself, issues that you thought you handled are going to keep resurfacing. It's going to be, you need to do this, or especially if there are late bills, that kind of stuff, especially if you have, you know, stuff with cars and communications. And but it's also going to be a lots of jealous. It's going to be also kind of like behavior where you really don't believe what you're being told. You're going to be very, very suspicious. Could be lots of confrontations, right? So I really think that probably would be really good for you that you share your feelings instead of going in the attack mode, because this really tells me it's going to be some collapse. Maybe you are simply going to catch somebody cheating, because that can be interpreted this way. Look at this, backstabbed, and hey, you're running away, you freaking bastard, kind of a thing. But I know who you are, and I will find it. But nonetheless, in this particular situation, with kind of like doubling up these two very bad cards, there's like really something that is kind of like really, really heavy on your heart, right? The good news over here is that there is the end of a phase. If you didn't have a good phase, if you didn't have clarity, one way or the other, you're going to get it. It's not going to have a sense of finality, because you will not have time to sit and ponder, even though you're going to do that. But that's technically not going to be the best idea this month. I really think it's going to be more like, oof, I have to deal with this, right? So if you're driving and your tire explodes, you're not going to just say, okay, let me just stop and let me think about it. No, you're grasping this wheel. You're trying to kind of like make sure that your vehicle is not going right in a ditch. But you know, overall, because Scorpio is your sister sign, like water really understands water, on November 22nd that season ends, and almost looks like there's this last push. It's like 22 days, and on November 20th we are finishing this Mercury retrograde. And you are, guys, old souls, just like Aquarians are. So you're going to have that Mercury retrograde lasting a little bit longer, because the shadow is still present and affects usually older souls, right? You have also Ace of Wands. So for those of you who maybe had something in the past and have been wondering about somebody, there will be, at the very least, appearance. And so you see, this is where the conflict is. There is like opportunity, and certain things can actually work out. Things can actually keep moving on and being kind of like done together. Maybe this is going to be you who will initiate something, because that Mars is going to really, really energize you. If you guys want to lure someone in with, hey, you know, look at this, you know, I have a really nice cut, and try to kind of like get somebody kind of like in a sexual way, because, you know, Mars is after all entering Scorpio. So here we talk about sex and flirting and fighting and kind of the stuff, right? So I really think that you need to think twice. Yeah, you're going to get what you wish for, but are you going to like it? Kind of a thing, right? So it's going to be kind of like really interesting month. You will be flirting, you will be eating, you will be indulging, drinking, but you'll be also accepting flattery, almost like doing things to provoke it, right? So you, to some extent, certain things will be happening, but you will not believe that you earned it. And because you'll maybe be getting some kind of like feedback. Look at this Four of Cups. Like, I mean, everything is offered to this dude, right? Well, you want this, you want this, you want this. Well, I don't know anymore what to offer you. Like, what the hell you want, kind of a thing. You know, while the life is going on, the kitty is looking at the aquarium and the fishies over there. and this little dude over here is like at his wit's end what to do with this. So these two fours, it's telling me that while everything is happening around you and everything is being kind of like set up, like, I mean, what the hell is happening here? Why are things not working out? I really think there are like still certain things that need to be addressed, because I really think this kind of like blow that is going to happen with the beginning of the month is going to feel like poof, right, is still hurting. It's kind of like a punch in the stomach, and you need to reposition yourself. That's why you have Six of Swords. When you reposition yourself with Six of Swords, it means, look at that, it means moving, it means going somewhere, it means communicating, it means going in an unknown. In this particular deck, we do see the moon over here. Moon, that's your card. It means there's like the intuition and perceptions are moving on. And that is going to happen on November 27th. And this is like your planet Neptune, a very dreamy Neptune, is going direct. Whoo, hooray. So that's going to kind of like start repositioning the attitude toward relationships. So finally, you're going to really figure out what do you need and what you need to build to go forward. You know, sometimes people stop you, and like, I mean, you have like a really, really heavy earth and fire in your basically reading over here. So it is either telling me that you need to ground yourself, but you also need to do something. You just cannot kind of like wait for things to kind of like resolve on their own. And things are going to take place, but you really need to believe it, I would say. So we have a 4 here, we have a 4 here, and we have a 4 here. Fours are, and also the card actually just remembered, the cards that actually jumped through, one was Emperor, which was the 4, one more 4, which is the one that rules all fours, and we had 10 of Pentacles. So it was something about family, it was something about keeping the family, it was like about rules, it was about a process, if you wish, more than emotion. So I really think that maybe you're dealing, especially if you're a woman, with somebody who is a little bit conservative, and or on the other hand, somebody who is like completely loose, like as we see in the Devil card. So it could be that extreme, either like you're too freaking strict for me, or hey, what the heck are we doing? So it's going to feel like that you have two shoes that don't fit, and they're not even kind of like close, and I kind of can make it, but this is really not it. So I really think that it's going to be really interesting, because lots of things here this month can be resolved with communicating, which of course is really difficult during Mercury retrograde, because this is telling you it can be pushed forward, but hey, somebody needs to get off there for a bit. So I do want to check what the heck is this over here. So let me see. For the Pisces, what is going on here? Yeah, it's the lover boy. Somebody, maybe if you're single and you're moving into this month, it's going to be lots of sex, and especially around middle of the month, maybe it's going to feel like that you're pushing things too fast. Especially that happens when we get involved in a relationship. We think, hey, it's true love, everything is like amazing initially because people are really trying to get along, but then you realize, you know, like, I mean, some people are so skilled at that. They kind of like pull you in and they just leave you dry and high and dry, rather to say. And you know, like, you're saying, oh my gosh, what's happening? You cannot reach them, they are not accessible, and maybe you're dealing with a person who have their own problems. They're maybe depressed. They are maybe in a situation that they need to resolve, and you are picking up, because you have these emotional sensors like little antennas. You're picking up stuff and you're thinking this is you, because this might be something that you have been dealing with in the past, and it kind of like still makes you feel a little bit raw, right? And again, as I said, it could be that there is a connection with the money. For some of you, for the others, it could be, oh, and I'm just going to take care of my money, and I really kind of like don't want to go in that situation. Because the lover boy here means that, yeah, somebody's offering something that is really not solid. Yeah, somebody's offering sex. Somebody's saying, kitty, 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 kind of come here, right? And then they just basically take you and use you. The love is being expressed this month, but I guess there is like this huge warning: codependency, codependency, codependency. Don't get suckered into it. I also want to see that Four of Cups. What the heck is their problem? Something that flicked here. Foe. You know what the problem is? They have somebody. They do have somebody. Mind you, this is kind of like interesting because we have a card that is called foe. So foe is someone they know very well that is not good for them, and you do know, right? Yet they're continuing in that, let's say, self-destruction thing, right? This can be a female. This could be relationship, as I said. There's like still something lingering with the ex. It could be that that person is a backstabber, as we can see it here, or kind of like dealing with some kind of intrigues, etc. So it could be that you're dealing with a person who is separated or divorced, or somebody who actually does want to break up a relationship, or some kind of like is keeping a distance, right? But when this reverses, is talking about danger as well, but it's also saying that the main danger is imminent. Like you see, there is like this kind of like being shut out, and maybe that's why you're moving on. In fact, this could actually be a completely different person, which you finally see the light and you're realizing, oh my God, you know, like what in the world was I thinking with this, like, I mean, fluff kind of a thing. Also at work, it can talk about some office gossip and kind of like really dishonest person who is disrupting and continuously kind of like planting some seeds, and then you say something and then you look like a stupid one, kind of a thing, right? So here it can talk about that there's like somebody who did damage in this person's life and who has no freaking intention of stopping. So guess what? Takes two to tango, right? This person is all in it, wallowing in pain. It's me and poor me, and me and poor me. Depression, as I told you before. But the other person is taking advantage of that and cooking whatever they want to cook. So, I mean, it has to be worked on, because that's what I see here. It's going to be kind of some things that bridge over troubled waters, and it's a hope and a fear for you that things will be overcome and that you will go in a new direction. I guess you have a goal, and that goal is like so extremely powerful, and this is also the finances and career. And actually this can be smart, especially those of you who are living maybe with someone where the relationship is extremely volatile. At some point, you're going to say, forget it. Just forget it. Sure, you love me. Sure, you like to flirt with you. Sure, I love sex with you. Sure, I like to share a glass of wine with you. But you know what? I'm so tired of your little moods. And I'm so tired that you just vanish and you disappear. And I'm so tired of building and rebuilding and rebuilding. And where are you pulling your own weight? And don't tell me you're depressed. This is all great. We all have issues. I support you. But you need to do something now, because swords are freaking big action. All right, guys, I have pulled one more card for you to seal this reading, and this card is education. So let me read this for you. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction to take your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now it is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study so that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now it is a time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all: I don't know yet. So don't ask for certainty this month, because it looks like it's going to be kind of like standoff. It's going to be really neat for you to continue with that vision, and you are one of the signs that can really do that. You actually do want true love and you want finance and career, but you do not want this ingredient, codependency. And if somebody's offering this and saddling you not only with their problems or the problems of some other person, and you need to hear this crap, just don't go into your traditional Pisces mode. Oh, you poor thing. It's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. And you guys can also have this month to actually make it a blast. As I said, if you flirt, if you do stuff, you're going to have lots of things. But the most important here, the most important thing is, again, to be teachable, to educate yourself, and to know where you're heading. If the other people are not able to create that comfort for you, oh well, so be it. So new moon is coming in Sagittarius November 26th. So this is going to feel like a new beginning. You will set a new process, you'll set new goals, and just the day after, on Wednesday, November 27, as I said, that Neptune is going direct, and you're going to feel normal. Again, you're not going to feel like everything is upside down and you can never kind of like get ahead. Things are going to get better, especially on November 20th. Also, we are out of the Mercury retrograde. So Pisces, make sure that you also check your ascendant and check your moon sign. That is going to help you to get much bigger picture, get more puzzles together. And you can reach out to me for a private reading at tarot.ca. And please order the annual taroscopes, and I'm working on them during the month of November. And I really appreciate that. And also, I'm so looking forward to your comments, and also to see if you're going to be the one who is going to take advantage. And that's the sweetest part. When somebody backstabs you, somebody does the stuff, it's almost like revenge, but you're not going to seek revenge. It's just everything is going to just fall in your lap. So this is going to be a feat to watch. So my dear Pisces, you know that I love you, and until the next time, I wish you all the best. Please look up for my social media, and hopefully I see you there as well. Love you.